You know that feeling when you're just stuck? Like totally paralyzed by a choice, always waiting for that perfect moment that, let's be honest, never really shows up? Well, today we're going to get into a story about how one single decision can just completely shatter that feeling and change, well, everything.
So let's jump right in. I want you to meet Ethan. He's at the heart of our story today, and I have a feeling his situation is going to feel pretty familiar to a lot of us.
Okay, so picture this. Ethan lives in Vancouver, a city that is just buzzing with energy, right? You've got skyscrapers going up, people moving, creating, building things everywhere. It's a city that's all about forward motion. But here's the crazy part. In the middle of all that hustle, Ethan feels like he's standing completely still. I mean, he's a talented software developer, he's really good at his job, but on the inside, he's battling that classic question. Is this really all there is? For years now, he's been sitting on this amazing idea. A simple, one-stop financial tool for freelancers. He's seen his friends struggle with invoices, with taxes, the whole shebang. So he knows for a fact that this is a real problem. He's even got the domain name. The designs are sketched out. But that idea, it's just gathering dust. And it's not some vague anxiety holding him back. Oh no. It's a full-on chorus of these really specific, really loud whispers of doubt that just stop him in his tracks every single time he thinks about starting. He's basically been standing at this fork in the road for years. On one side, you have the safe path, his steady job, that guaranteed paycheck. And on the other side, the possible path. His dream, yeah, but also total uncertainty and a very real chance of failure. And he's been stuck there just standing for so long he's become part of the scenery. But then, one night, something just clicks. He's just kind of browsing his bookshelf, not looking for anything in particular, and he pulls out this dusty old copy of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. He's not really expecting much, but then he reads a sentence that just hits him like a ton of bricks. He reads that line over and over and over again. Indecision breeds failure. And all of a sudden, it doesn't feel like some generic piece of advice anymore. It feels personal. It feels like an accusation, a direct challenge to the way he's been living his life. And that's when it hits him. Indecision isn't just not choosing. It is a choice. It's an active decision to stay right where you are, to let the status quo win. And for Ethan, in that moment, that suddenly felt like the absolute worst choice of all. So he does something kind of nuts. He gives himself a deadline. Not a month, not even a week, 48 hours. Just 48 hours to stop planning and analyzing and just go. And he doesn't waste a second. He flips open his laptop, pulls up that half-finished code, and just starts typing. He shoots a text to a designer friend with this ridiculously bold claim, "Hey, I'm launching in 2 weeks, you in?" And when the reply comes back almost instantly, "Let's do it," he knows there's no turning back. The shift is immediate. It's like a key turning in a lock that's been rusted shut for years. Now, don't get me wrong, the fear is still there, for sure. But now it's got to compete with something way stronger. Focus, clarity, and a real, actual sense of purpose. He sticks to his word. A week later, the platform, it's a simple, pretty rough prototype, is live. His heart is just pounding out of his chest as he posts about it on social media. And then, he just has to wait. For a second, it's crickets. But then, a notification pops up. Then another. Within the first hour, people from all over the world are signing up. A writer in Toronto, a designer in London, a developer from Sydney. The response is instantaneous, and it's global. And the feedback? It's incredible. People aren't complaining that it's not perfect. They're just so happy it exists because it's solving a real problem for them. They're saying it saves them time, that it's exactly what they've been waiting for. Someone even asks if they can invest. It wasn't the perfect product, but it was the needed one. And this is where everything just flipped for him. For years, Ethan was waiting to feel brave enough to start, but what he learned is that we have it all backwards. Courage isn't something you need before you act. Nope, it's what you get after you act. You act first, and the courage just shows up. This, right here, is the power of momentum. That one decision to just do something was like flipping a giant switch. It created this forward-moving force that was just so much more powerful than all of his fears combined. And that momentum, that's what really changes the game. I mean, the growth in that first year was insane.
It started with just a handful of users, right? But then small businesses started using the tool. By month 9, angel investors were calling him. All of this, every single step can be traced right back to that one moment when he chose action over inaction.
Now, this is the wisdom he passes on. When he meets a young developer who reminds him of his old self, this is what he tells them. He says, hey, waiting isn't neutral. It's an active choice to stay still, and the longer you do it, the harder it is to ever get moving. It's become his personal mantra. He literally writes it down every single day. Decide, then act. It's so simple, but it's this powerful reminder that progress doesn't wait for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. It just waits for you to commit. And that's the real lesson here, isn't it? The idea for the platform was great, sure, but it was just potential energy, sitting there. The thing that actually changed his life, that changed his reality, was the simple, powerful, and terrifying decision to just start. So that kind of brings the question back to us, right? To you. What's the fork in the road that you're standing at? What's that dream that you just keep planning for over and over? Just think about the cost of all that hesitation. What would happen if you just stopped asking, what if? And instead, you just took a deep breath and said, let's go. Because as Ethan's story shows us, sometimes the only thing standing between you and incredible momentum is one single decision.